12th of July, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Hey, good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanafshi here in Shlaim Care Zoom. We are in our second share this morning. We're learning Mishna Berura in Siman Kuf Lamed Beis, the Beralacha, going into the differences in the priorities of Kaddish. So we are in the middle of the Beralacha. We're in the words, we're beginning Ben Shiva Katan Shahole Kol Shiva the base Knesset. You have a child, who is within the 7 days of Avelis, and he's going to the Beit Knesset. Okay, do you find it there in the text?
I've got it.
Can you repeat that again? What section again?
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's maybe depending on the pagination, might be about 15 to 20 lines in perhaps. And it's a Ben Shiva Katan Shahale Kol Shiva LeBeit Knesset. You have a child who's within the 7 days of Avelis, and he's going each one and every day to the Beit Knesset.
Hold on. That's in the Ber Halacha?
Yes. We'll be
Hold it. Ben Shiva Katan.
That's
Shalei Kol. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, I think I have it.
Okay. Who would like to read Mayor or Tzvi? Who would like to read a bit today? Anyone?
I guess
You
I
want to
can.
continue, Mayor? You were reading yesterday.
Yeah, I guess I can continue. Okay, so
Okay.
this is the Ber Halacha, though. Let me just write that down. Okay, so it says, Ben Shiva Katan Sheolech Kol Shiva Leveit HaKnesset V'hu Hadin Bigadol Im Hu Yoshev Yemei Avelut Veit Knesset. Okay, so if a boy of 7 goes to the shul all 7 days, Huadin Bigadol, what is the great?
An adult. This is an adult.
This
doesn't have a meeting in his house. He doesn't have a meeting in his house during Avelis, so he sits in shul.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he sits in shul. Oh, okay. Okay, then let me continue then. Yesh lo kol hakadashim timidin afilu neged ben shloshim. So he says the Kaddish all the time.
He says
Right.
all the standard, the aval of 7 days. He says all the standard Kaddishim, even if there happens to be with him in there a person who's within Lamed days, right?
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Rak liyartzeit yesh lo Kaddish echad.
There's a yard site during the 7 days of Avelis for the gadol who's sitting in shul. So the yard site will get one Kaddish, one of the Kaddish.
Oh, okay. This is when the individual said it, not everyone.
Right. There's as far as I understand, this whole Beralacha is based on the fact that only one person said Kaddish. There was no such thing as many people saying Kaddish together. That minhag did not exist in previous generations. It's a fairly new minhag where more than one person would say Kaddish. But that's the extensive minhag by us in our time. But this is the way these are the priorities of Kaddishim, because in those days it was very relevant because only one person would be allowed to say Kaddish.
Okay. So the Im Yesh Harbe Yard site Neged kol hakadoshim, kaddishim.
Right, so let's say you had a lot of if that particular day, you had a lot of yard sites in shul, and therefore it was more than the amount of Kaddishim that could be distributed amongst them all to say everyone should at least be able to say one. So what do you do in that case?
Okay, not enough. Oh, okay. I would say start a second minion, but okay. Let's see what he says. Nidche haben shiva katan legamre.
He's been pushed off from all of them. He doesn't get to say any.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the katan. The katan doesn't say any.
oh,
What about okay?
But it sounds like the gadol who's sitting in shul also wouldn't say any. Because
Could be. He says that's a little bit conjecture here, but it could be. You're right. Could be.
okay. So im nitbatel mimenu avelut shel shiva mechamat.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, mehamat haregel. Mikol makom kol shiva yamim miyom hakavura yesh lo din shiva le'inyan kaddish.
So if it's going to be the bittul of the availus of Sheva, because the regular, let's say the person started sitting Shiva 3 days before Pesach, right? So when Pesach comes, Erev Pesach is the last day of his 7 days of availus, right? And the availus is suspended because of, actually not suspended, but it's nullified because of the regular, in this case, for example, Pesach.
Oh, okay.
Nevertheless, Mikol Makom,
Okay, mikol makom ein lo rak din ben shiva katan kevan sheholek kol
wait,
shiva.
Makom, you skip. Mikol Makom, Kol Shiva Yamim, Miyom Kavura.
Oh, hold it. Hold it. Oh, I went to the wrong mikol makom. Okay.
No
Mikol makom kol shiva yamim miyom hakavura yesh lo din shiva le'inyan kaddish.
Right. Meaning that even though the regal is going to break the Shiva in terms of the availus of Shiva, nevertheless the din of having the 7 days of Kaddish, that won't be interrupted by the regal. He'll take the precedence of those 7 days of availus, even though he's not sitting availus, but he has the precedence in saying Kaddish for those first 7 days.
Oh, okay. So he still says Kaddish. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see. Where I left off. He's here. V'chein ein haregel mevatel mimenu din ben shloshim.
Right.
Okay. Umikol makom ein lo rak din ben shiva katan. Oh, hold it.
Elo rak din ben katan Zion Kavan Shahola Kol Shiva Lebeit Knesset. Nevertheless, there's not he only has a din of a katan who is going to the Beit Knesset for the 7 days. That's not sure. Elo rak din ben Zion katan. He only has a din of a Zion ben katan Shahulo Kol Shiva Lebeit. Meaning that's, I think, for the 7 days of the one who's having the Kaddish. Yeah, the Kaddish is going to be extended to 7 days, even though he's not sitting Shiva anymore. But he has a din of the Zion days of say a katan going to the Beit Knesset. It's not exactly clear to me what he means. Okay, not sure about that.
Okay.
What that means. Okay. Oh, so we have another case here.
Okay. V'chein Imet aviv baregel, yesh lo din ben shiva katan le'inyan kaddish baregel.
So let's say there was the father was nifter on the regular, on Cholamoid. Let's say the father was nifter on Cholamoid. So there's no shiva, right? Since it's the regular, there's no sitting shiva. But Kaddish, you start saying Kaddish. But what's his level of precedence? He only has a din of like a katan who's going to the Beit Knesset
Oh,
for 7 days.
okay. Okay. Let's see. So I said that he made the vibare. Okay, yesh lo din. Okay, shiva katan. Okay. The achar haregel af she noheg avelut mikom makom ein lo din shiva le'inyan kaddish. What's that? So after the holiday?
Right, meaning when does he start shooting shiva? Let's say someone was nifter on the regular, on Cholamoid, for example. So he's not sitting shiva, and the shiva begins after the Yom Tov. After Yom Tov Achron, he starts sitting shiva. So what's the status of his Kaddish? Meaning he'd already been saying Kaddish already, right? So what's the status of his Kaddish? So therefore we say, V'chein im meis avi b'regel yesh lo din ben zayin katan le'inin Kaddish b'regel, ba'achar regel, after the regel, mekom makom ein lo din shiva le'inin Kaddish. He doesn't have a din of 7 days of availus for the interests of saying Kaddish. Rak shmonim shiv yamim miyom kvura. You count the 7 days from the day of the kvura, and that gives him his status of shivas yamim for Kaddish from the day of the kvura. V'agagai ein lo rak din shel ben shloshim. He only has a din of a ben shloshim.
Okay, so it's counted from the kavura. Okay. Okay. Misha yesh lo zechut yoter le'inyan kaddish kigom ben shiva uven shloshim v'yartzeit.
Oh. Okay, so don't finish this. It says, Misha yesh lo zechut yoter le'inyan Kaddish. The person who has the greatest privilege in saying the Kaddish Kagon, Ben Sheva, the 7 days of Avelis, Ben Lamed, the 30 days of Avelis, Yard site, Yeshlo's Chus Le'inyan Tefillah. He also has this Chus for Tefillah. This is now relevant to who's going to take the Amud, right?
Oh. Okay, so who takes?
That's very important.
Okay. Le'inyan Kaddish b'toch Shiva Oreach v'toshav Shavin b'chol HaKadoshim. Or the visitor or a traveler are equal in terms of saying the Kaddish.
Right, in terms of saying Kaddish within the first 7 days of Avelis, an Oreach, one who's visiting, or a person who's a permanent member of the minyan, they're equal in all the Kaddishim.
Oh, okay. The Oreach ben Shiva madche leven shloshim v'yartzeit toshavim.
And a guest in his first 7 days pushes aside residence for 30 days or yortzeit, just like.
Oh, okay.
If he's a guest, right?
Okay. So it's the Shiva that's the important part. Okay,
Exactly.
okay, good. Okay, ben Shiva Gadol, uven Shiva Katan Shavin, Va'afilu hachi im yesh od yortzeit, v'yesh shlosha kedashim.
Um, Zion cotton, they're equal. I feel nevertheless, im yesh od yortzeit. Let's say there's yortzeit as well. Yesh gimel kadeshim. So you have gimel kadeshim to split between these three. As nidka yortzeit legamre. In that case, the yortzeit is completely pushed away.
Oh,
Ben Zion Gadol Omer Beis Kadeshim, very interesting halacha. And the Ben Zion Gadol says two Kadeshim. The Ben Zion Katan Kadesh Echa.
oh, yeah. Okay. Diachol hagadol omar l'hakatan. Okay. Analo mimcha ka shakilna hakadish ela me hayartzeit.
Sha'ani Kodim Lo Lakadesh.
Oh,
Why?
right. Okay.
So let's take a look at this again. Again, you have the Kaddish Gadol Zion says two Kadeshim, and the Ben Katan Zion says one Kaddish. Why? Because the Yochel, the Gadol, the Omer, the Katan, the Gadol can say to the Katan, Ana lo mimcha ka sheklina. I'm not taking the Kaddish from you. Elam in a yort side, Ani koidem, the Kaddish. I'm taking the Kaddish away from the yort side, not I'm taking it away from you. And you have everyone has a right for one. Everyone has a right for one. So but why is the Zion taking it away from the yort side?
Okay. Let's see. Goes on. Let's see. Ben shloshim yesh lo kol hakadashim shel chiyuv neged avel yud beit chodesh. Ber halacha. Hold on. Okay. Aval Kaddish shel tehillim o shir shel yom. Let's see. O shel mizmor shir chanukat hula avele yud bet chodesh.
Uh-huh. Right. He says Ben Lamed yesh lo kol kadesh. So chiyuv neged avo yud beis chodesh, but the avo kodesh of Kaddish Yoshever, that goes to the that Kaddish goes to the Yud Beis Kodesh. Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
V'chein Kaddish shel prisat shema she'osim lefnei hapetach. Prisat. Kaddish shel
Kaddish shel Parsh Shema is usually that's before you say Baruch Hu, going after the Yishtabach and after the Zimra. That's usually called Parsh al Shema.
That's a Chatzi Kaddish.
Right. Nea Psicha. Unless Nea Psicha. 1 minute. Unless it's talking about Shabbos by Psika to Aaron by Shabbos morning. Shema we say before the Kriyas Torah.
Oh, that's Shema. Oh.
Sure, I'm just trying to think about what it is. There's a Kaddish Shalom. We said Kaddish Shalom after Chazor Shots, right? But that's
Right, but the shot says that, that's not a,
yeah,
that's not
Kaddish
that's not
Tiskafel,
an Avos Kaddish.
right? So what is it? What is he talking about here? Shosem Mepnei Apesicha. I don't know. I'm not sure. Din Kaddish of Paras Shema. I have no idea. Also, Paras al Shema is usually the thing of Birkat Kriyashma.
Eliezer, at
Yes.
Aguda, didn't we, before the taking out of the Torah, didn't we say Shir Shel Yom and have a Kaddish? Then it,
Right, but that's the Shir Shel Yom Kaddish. That's the standard Shir Shel Yom Kaddish.
okay. So it's not for the Torah or anything. Okay.
No, that's the Shir Shel Yom Kaddish. Nusach Sfar does it, then Nusach Ashkenaz does the end of davening, but that's that Kaddish.
Uh-huh.
Right. I'm not really sure what that became. Kaddish al Pirsa Shema Yosem Mepnei Pesicha. I'm not sure. Let me see. Second. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I have to ask and see what this is referring to. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, and we'll go on. Uven Shloshim im Yartzeit, Yomar Hayartzei Kaddish Echad Arvit, Uven Shloshim Shacharit, Umincha Shnei Kadashim.
But I don't know which Kaddish are they talking about?
Yeah.
Is this the Kaddish after Aleinu? I don't know. The Bir Halacha is mostly Minhag Ashkenaz.
Yeah, this will be basically Nusach, should be basically Nusach Ashkenaz, correct? Right.
Okay. So they talk.
Yeah.
Is he talking the Kaddish after Aleinu? Nusach Ashkenaz always says the Kaddish after Aleinu. Nusach Sfard usually has a Tehillah before. They say the Kaddish after the Tehillah. Then they say Aleinu and they don't say Kaddish then.
Right.
Okay. I mean, though I have seen like many different minhagim. When I go to see my son in Baltimore,
Right.
he davens in one of the shuls he davens in is a very yeki shul, and they do follow this meaning of one person saying Kaddish. If there's a York site, he gets all the Kaddishim. Otherwise, people say it together. When I daven here in Yerushalayim, if there's a York site, he gets the Kaddish after Aleinu. It's reserved for him. Klop. The klop before that Kaddish, so everybody knows that only the York site says it. Otherwise, everybody says it.
Right. Kaddish Acha Arvis. Omer Ben Shloshim Yortzei Yami Yortzei Kaddish Acha Arvis. It could be that's what he's referring to, the Kaddish after the Aleinu.
Because for Mincha and Marav, those are the only Kaddishim that are available.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's go maybe a couple of more lines we'll try.
Okay. Ve'im hayartze lo ba leveit knesset arvit yomar kaddish rishon shacharit. Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Why should he get it if he didn't come?
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
even went to a different shul and said, so
Yeah.
that would even be more of a question too. Okay, ve'im yesh harbe yartzeit yitche haben shloshim mikol v'kol.
Right. So if there are going to be many yard sites, nitkal ben lamed from everything, right? If there are many yard sites, then the ben lamed doesn't say anything.
Okay. Uven shloshim doche liyom hafsaka shelo yomar rak kaddish echad.
So if there's a ben shloshim, he's going to be pushed away by the one who's on the Yom Hafsaka, and he only says one of the Kaddish.
No. The Shloshim pushes aside the Yom Hafsaka. Doche the Yom Hafsaka, right?
Yom Hafsaka is only going to say one Kaddish. Then Yom Doiche Leh. He's Doiche.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
I think so. Then I think it's Doiche Leh. He's pushed.
It would make sense. It would make sense that the Yom Hafsaka would get a Kedima.
Right. Okay.
Okay, let's see. V'imhu ben shloshim la'aviv uven yudbet chodesh la'imo ein lo rak hakadashim shel ben shloshim.
Zikaron Ola Lakan. I tell you what, maybe this is a concept which is worth spending time on. I tell you, maybe we'll pick this up tomorrow at this point. We'll review this tomorrow. All
right.
Okay.
Very good.
Very good. Everyone should have a good day. I hope we'll see you all tomorrow, Mrs.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Be well.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye now. Okay.